Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Years of the Dragon. I'm your host, Mark Lloyd Masterson, and on this program we talk about everything Bruce Lee. Years of the Dragon is also the title of the book that I wrote. It's available on Amazon right now. The hardcover sells for $15.99 and the soft cover or the paperback for $12.99. And the book examines what Bruce Lee's film career might have looked like had he not passed away suddenly in July of 1973. On this episode, we're going to be talking about how Bruce started teaching Wing Chun Kung Fu in Seattle. In his first few months of being in Seattle, Bruce joined the Chinese Youth Club. There, he learned the basics of other styles of Kung Fu, such as praying mantis, eagle claw, and he learned some Tai Chi as well from Uncle Fook, who was one of his father's friends. At this time, Bruce had only studied Wing Chun for 3 years in Hong Kong under Yip Man. But Bruce considered himself to be Yip Man's sixth best pupil, and he had determined that he would be number one by the time he returned to Hong Kong. Bruce also got to practice his dancing at the Chinese Youth Club. But Bruce was committed first and foremost to his Kung Fu. His first public performance in the US was at the 1959 Seattle Sea Fair. Bruce sashayed onto the stage with a female partner, and they performed a cha-cha demonstration. Then some members of the Chinese Youth Club took over and showed some kung fu routines. Last up on the program was Bruce again. He came on by himself and he demonstrated a beautiful southern praying mantis form with detailed hand movements. And in the crowd that day, there was a young African American named Jesse Glover. He was mesmerized by Bruce's performance. And as it turned out, Jesse lived just 4 blocks from Ruby Chow's restaurant in Seattle, and he attended Edison Technical High School, where Bruce was going. So Jesse began walking to school ahead of Bruce and doing some of his moves, trying to get a reaction from Bruce. And Bruce sort of ignored him and wouldn't say anything. And finally, one day, Jesse turned around and asked Bruce if he would teach him Kung Fu. Um, Bruce thought about it for a few minutes and he accepted, knowing that many in the Chinese community would not appreciate him teaching a non-Chinese the ways of Wing Chun. But soon Bruce also began teaching Jesse's roommate, Ed Hart. Um, on Asian Cultural Appreciation Day at Edison Tech, Bruce gave a Kung Fu performance. He began with a lesson in the history of Kung Fu, and then he demonstrated some beautiful forms. All of this was very interesting, and it looked gorgeous, but not deadly. Uh, so Bruce could sense that the crowd wanted to see something more raw, more physical, and he chose a 220-pounder out of the crowd by the name of James DeMille. And James came up, and Bruce invited James to punch him as hard as he could. Now, James was afraid he would kill Bruce. Bruce brushed away every punch as if he was swatting a fly, and he tied up DeMille's arms in knots with one hand. And then from that moment on, DeMille became another student of Bruce's. And DeMille had been a champion boxer and a street brawler, but he couldn't lay a hand on Bruce. Much like Bruce had assembled a crew of friends and students in when he attended LaSalle and St. Francis Xavier in Hong Kong, Bruce began building his own gang of followers at Edison Tech. Now, the crew began practicing wherever they could. They didn't have a dojo or a kwoon at first. So they practiced in open parking lots, in the parks, underground garages when it rained, and they even practiced behind Ruby Chow's from time to time. Bruce didn't charge them anything in the beginning, and the classes were very informal. And these classes were actually a way for Bruce to improve his own techniques. All of these students, some of whom we'll talk about in more depth in future episodes, received a world-class education in self-defense from a budding master for free. Bruce's students included Jesse Glover, Ed Hart, Skip Ellsworth, James DeMille, Leroy Garcia, and Taki Kimura. All of these guys loved Bruce, and they all hung out together before and after classes. Bruce introduced them to uh, Chinese martial arts, and he also introduced them to Japanese samurai movies. He'd take them out to the movies. Bruce also was a big fan of Jerry Lewis, but he failed to convince most of his friends of Jerry's comedy chops, his talent. But that's how Bruce began teaching Wing Chun in Seattle. He took a ragtag group of young men, many already experienced in forms of hand-to-hand combat, from diverse backgrounds, none of them Chinese, and he shared his knowledge and his joy for life with them, in an informal setting to begin, and that's how he got started teaching Wing Chun. But thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're enjoying my videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Also hit the bell. You'll be notified when I post something new. I've been mentioning that I've completed a sequel to this book. That's going to examine movies that Bruce might have completed from 1981 to 1990. So look for that coming your way soon. But check out the book I do have on Amazon right now. You'll be glad you did. And remember, be water, my friends.